Charlie? 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 Oh, I'm sorry. Can we please discuss this overabundance of luggage, please?
Jim, dear, you won't tell me where we're going, so I didn't know how to pack. Tell me where we're going and I'll be happy to rearrange the luggage.
You're an extortionist, and it's not going to work. This is a surprise. You don't want me to ruin your surprise, do you?
In a word, yes. I don't like surprises, especially when you've masterminded them.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Darling, think back over the course of our marriage, all 22 years of it. Every time you tried to surprise me, it had catastrophic results.
Catastrophics? I don't remember any catastrophics.
The swimming pool, have you forgotten that?
No.
Some men send flowers for birthdays, some men buy candy, but you send a bulldozer to start digging up the backyard for a swimming pool after we decided we couldn't afford it.
The company gave me a good bargain.
Oh, well, nice of them to do that before they skipped town.
It's the thought that counts.
I wish you'd never had the thought. You're a sucker, Jim. You're a con man's fantasy.
Don't worry, you'll get it done someday.
Oh, sure it will. But until then, I'm the only woman in town with a moat.
It's not that bad.
Did you know that Mark wanted to open it up for a mud wrestling competition?
Mark has always been an industrious lad. But this is a good surprise. You'll love this surprise. You're the always one who's concerned about finances, right? Well, this is a way for us to go on a vacation and not spend, well, hardly spend a cent.
That's what scares me. There's no such thing as a vacation that barely costs a cent. Why do we have to vacation at all? Why can't we vacation right here at home?
Because we don't stay here at home. David and Mark are always running out between your church classes, organizations, and meetings.
Telephone! It's Mrs. Hendricks!
All right. Who's to call her?
See, we need to go on this vacation. We'll never get to spend time together.
You're exaggerating. You're just overreacting
Mom! She said it's important!
Let me go talk to Mrs. Hendricks.
Mark?
Yeah?
Film news are on the agenda for this weekend.
You're a funny man, Dad.
Seriously, Mark, why are you dressed like that?
Like what?
Like you're about to take a hostage.
Come on, Dad, this is the look.
The look. The look for what?
How am I supposed to know? I'm just the mindless consumer that follows the fashion trends.
Where's your brother?
He and Beth are sumo wrestling on the couch as usual.
Well, clang the bell and tell them to go to their corners. I need their luggage out here. We're running late.
You know, their behavior is not healthy for me. I'll be glad when they get married and get to their own place.
Oh, yes. It's not healthy for them either. One man's family tried to take a vacation. What happens? You stand in the driveway and talk to yourself. Here, check if we got the rest of the luggage. That should keep your hands busy for a while. Sometimes young love is enough to make me fall in love.
Your father's taking this weekend pretty seriously.
Yeah, he's been reading all these books on the family and all. And I guess he thinks it's a good way to put some of the principles to practice.
You know, David, rather than go away this weekend, why don't we just slip away and go get married now?
Well, you don't get any presents that way.
I don't care. I don't care about any of it. Let's leave the vacation and go get married.
We have to wait.
I'm so tired of waiting. This engagement seems like it's lasted an eternity.
It's only been a couple of months, and 4 more months, and dastardly deed will be done.
I won't make it.
We have to.
I'm so sick of the arrangements, the dresses, the invitations.
Been around and around about this already. You have to be patient.
Being patient takes too much time.
Let me write that down. Relax, darling.
Are you two at it again? When do you two find the time to breathe?
Take notes, little man.
I wish you'd stop. I'm still an impressionable young boy.
Jim, I need the phone number for where we'll be. They're deciding tonight on the new ladies auxiliary treasurer at church, and I want Edna to call.
No.
No, because you don't have the number, or no, because you don't want to give it to me.
Just no. No. Now get this clear, everyone, because we're going to get in the car and go away from here and spend time together as a family, whether you like it or not. The world will have to rotate on its axis for 48 hours without you. Do you think it'll make it? I do. Now, I want everyone to get this clear. This may be a short vacation, but it is a family vacation. Do you think we can handle that? What do you say, David?
Yeah, sure we can, Dad.
Yeah, sure, Dad. Whatever you want.
Okay, great. Let's get going. Get your behavior with Mark between.
Oh, please, no, they'll drool all over me.
Okay, great. We got everything? You haven't left anything on your room, like your TV, VCR, or computer?
Why do you always assume that my stuff gets left on?
Are you kidding me? The guy from the electric company said we should put a separate meter for your room alone. Okay, we got everything? We got our luggage.
Check.
We got our food.
Check.
Everybody's on to the bathroom.
Come on, Dad. We've been riding around these mountains for hours. Where are we going?
Okay, I know you're going to be excited. We're going to a cabin.
A cabin? What are we going to do in a cabin?
We'll go fishing, hiking. You'll commune with the great outdoors. You'll love it.
Wait a minute, I want to hear more about this cabin.
It's a beautiful little rustic place set in,
You've seen it?
not exactly, but
The pictures?
pictures. You know the things that are worth 1,000 words.
And you better start talking.
Like I said, it's a beautiful little place set in a rustic setting with its own lake.
The cabin was put in a lake? What is it, a houseboat?
Hush, Mark.
It has 4 plush bedrooms that extend from a spacious living room with a complimentary dining room and climaxed by a stunning view of a crystal clear lake.
Sure, this is it. Maybe this is the barn behind here.
I think so. I followed the directions carefully.
Where's the TV?
I wonder if this is the spacious living room or the comfortable, luxurious dining room.
I hope it has satellite dish.
We can forget the 4 plush bedrooms. There are only 2, and plush isn't the word that I'd use to describe it.
There were a bunch of dead birds in there.
Oh, maybe it's an ancient burial ground for birds. I've read about those sorts of things. I hope we're not cursed for going in there, so maybe we should just leave.
Freeze! So it needs a little work. That'll give us something constructive to do.
If you think I'm cleaning this place up, you've got another thing coming. Let the owner clean it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll have fun doing it too.
And I suggest you get our rent money back because I'm not staying. What did you say?
Surprise!
This is ours? You bought this?
And you pick on the clothes I wear?
So it needs a little work.
A little? That's like saying the Titanic was just a little fender bender.
Jim, why? How could you?
I did it for us, for the family. Something to be passed down to the generations. A tradition, a legacy.
This place doesn't look like it'll last another day, let alone another generation.
Don't worry, we'll make it into something.
What do you mean we, Kimosabi?
Knock, knock. Hello. Sorry just to be walking in like this, but your front gate was open. In fact, it was completely off the hinges. I live just down the street, and I saw you folks drive by, and I thought I'd come by and give you a word of welcome. Maybe encouragement.
I'm Jim, and this is my wife, Charlie.
Well, Charlie, that's an interesting name.
It's a nickname for Charlotte.
Oh, I see. My real name is Matilda. Never forgive my parents for that one. So, I didn't quite catch the rest of your names.
Oh, Beth.
Oh, Beth. You're a doll. This is my nephew, Samson.
She's mine, and I'm David.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Mark.
Well, Mark, you sure do look sharp. That little Rambo looks pretty groovy. I tried dressing like that once, but the muscle shirt kept falling down around my waist. You know, that's one of the drawbacks about getting old. So, you're the folks who bought Old Willard's shack. I was amazed when I heard that it was sold. I just can't imagine anybody being so stupid. Stupendously wise. Such a purchase. It's exactly as Old Willard left it, unfortunately.
Well, I think it has potential.
Potential's a good word if you're looking for a place to keep horses. That didn't quite come out right. Well, that sort of jumped off my tongue right at you with my teeth. So what's your plan of action?
I haven't quite thought of that yet.
I suggest dynamite.
Now, I hate to see that. This place has been around here as long as I can remember. And with a little care, it could be real, well, it could have real,
Potential?
potential, exactly. Oh, but I'll stop talking so much. It's been a while since I've had new folks around here to visit with. Samson here. He's great fun at dominoes, but he's not much of a conversationalist, as you can probably tell. Right, Samson? Right. But watch him at those dominoes. He'll cheat like a riverboat captain. Right, Samson? Right. He better be going.
Well, maybe when we get this place cleaned up, we can have you over for dinner sometime.
We could starve to death by then. Here, how about Samson and I give you a hand? He's good at this kind of stuff. He used to clean stables. That didn't come out right either.
Well, we don't want to be the bother.
Oh, it's no bother at all. With a little care, this place could be great. It would be great with the right kind of people in it.
Yeah, if we put our minds to it, I'm sure we can accomplish something. Right, Mark?
Sure. Maybe I'll find a satellite dish and all this junk.
Well, Mark, it's not a satellite dish, but it could be a decent substitute. Only one station around here, Mark. WCOW. A whopping 200 watts, and unless somebody turns on the light.
See, I'm sure there's all kinds of little treasures in here. What do you say, David, Beth?
Yeah, sure, Dad. We'll start by cleaning out the bedrooms.
There's a surprise.
David, the dead birds.
Oh, right. Maybe we'll clean up outside. Check the shutters, the shingles, you know.
Charlie?
I know couples who have split over less than this.
Well, they didn't love each other as much as we did. Do.
You're only big on this one, James Michael Bailey.
I know. Well, what do you say?
Right. We'll see what we can do.
Good. Seal it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. If you mean it, you'll seal it.
There. It's sealed.
Right. Well, this is great. This is what a family should be, joining hand in hand, unified in a purpose.
Hey, look what I found in the fridge.
the only thing.
Well, that was Merle Haggard in a trio with Willie Nelson, and you're listening to Bigwood.
And Lewis on.
WCOW, the cow. Moo. Yes, sirree. Bedford Creek's only operating radio station.
Yes, we are.
Of course we are. And coming right up, we have the results of the Bedford Creek cheerleading contest.
Well, that's great news, Bigwood. A lot of us folks have been waiting for it, so
Spell it out for us. Good idea. WELLTOGET.
stop it. Let's just start over.
And that was Merle Haggard in a trio with Willie Nelson. And you're listening to Bigwood.
And Lewis on.
WCOW, the cow. Moo. Yes, and coming right up, we have the results of the Bedford Creek cheerleading contest.
Yes, Bigwood, that's great news, so why don't you tell everyone?
Well, to get a dramatic build out of this, I think I'll start with third place.
Oh, you're a tease.
I know, but it keeps the audience paying attention. So here goes. In third place, we have Susan Belchower. Yes, I said Susan Belchower.
Not bad, Susan. She would have done better if that baton hadn't slipped.
Judge Crawford will be into that coma in no time.
He will?
Of course he will. Well, the rest of the judges thought it was hard picking first and second place because Rita Soymill and Delilah Herbinger were so good.
They are too. I've seen them do splits and flips that would send mere mortals screaming for deliverance.
Oh, those girls are born without bones in their bodies. That's the only explanation I have for it. So the judges both decided to give them both first place. It was the only fair thing to do.
I'm sure it was.
Of course it was. Now on to the county competition. But first, congratulations to Rita and Delilah and all the other young ladies that tried out.
And Lester.
Oh yes, Lester. Bedford Creek is proud of you. Now on to the county competition. Lester tried out again this year?
Yes.
That boy ain't right. He just ain't right.
Oh, a bat. Beer.
WCOW, the cow. Moo.
We regretfully inform you that Judge Crawford has slipped out of his coma.
Well, very good, Judge Crawford.
Regretfully. And has gone into everlasting peace.
Congratulations,
Great
to the family.
He died! Start the music. Quite a day, huh? Since we spent the entire day working on the cabin, I thought tomorrow we can go hiking. Or canoeing. If we find the paddles. Or the canoe. Maybe we'll just swim. The bedrooms are somewhat inhabitable. Charlie, you and I can take the one on the left. Mark, and you and David can take the one on the right. Beth, if you don't mind, we'll put you out on the couch.
And a guard dog in the hallway.
Oh, you got it working? What you got up here?
It's a new nature format called Snow TV.
That's not good on your eyes.
Hey,
Hey, I've got an idea. It's something we haven't done as a family for a long time.
if he says Chinese checkers, I'm out of here.
No. I thought maybe we could start family devotions again.
That was close.
But who brought their Bible? I left mine on the kitchen table at home. Nobody brought their Bible? What kind of Christians are we that don't bring their Bible on vacation?
Typical.
Does anybody have any verses they memorized or any?
I bet David could recite the Song of Solomon for us. That's all he's been reading.
Shut up, Bert. I've only read it once.
Twice.
I memorized the verse for Sunday school once.
Good for you, Mark.
Jesus wept. But I don't remember where he did it.
Why do you do that? Why do you always have to be so sarcastic?
I thought I inherited it from you.
I'm going to hurt this kid.
He did get it from you.
I don't care where he got it from. He needs to get rid of it. Fine, we'll start family devotions when we get home. We can talk for now. We can get down to some gut level issues. We can open up, discuss problems, get to know each other better. Sometimes you're my family, but sometimes I feel like I'm living with a bunch of strangers. It's like we don't have anything to talk about. We don't communicate what...
Dad, we have plenty to say.
Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, David. It's like we don't communicate what's happening deep in here. Now, come on. Open up. I've got all night. That's what it takes.
Excuse me, but I don't understand what the problem is. I've always been under the impression that you communicate when you need to. For the important things, for instance, when David and I decided to get engaged, we came and talked about it in great detail.
After you talked to your parents.
Yes, but some families don't talk about these things at all. You guys are great. You're a lot closer than you think.
Beth, I am not so sure you're qualified to say how close we may or may not be. Maybe when you've been around a little longer.
David and I have been dating for almost a year. When does the probation end?
Probation? I don't know what you mean. David, do you know what she's talking about?
I wondered what was on TV.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah. I think we've done enough talking for one night. We're all very tired and obviously a little on edge.
No. This is great. Beth, you were about to say something.
David wants to go on a walk.
Huh?
You know that walk you wanted to take? Now would be a good time.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want my body dressed in more than 5 minutes at a time.
What'd I miss?
Everything as usual. You know how sensitive she can be.
Well, since our time of meaningful communication seems to be at its end, I think I'll stroll down to Aunt Maddie's and see if they want to play dominoes.
Dominoes.
It's a family game.
Yes, but you don't know how to play dominoes.
Samson said he'd teach me.
Samson talks?
Sure.
I didn't hear him make a sound all day.
I guess he doesn't talk once he has to.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to be. Oh, Mark, tell Aunt Maddie we'd be happy to go to church with her in the morning.
Groovy.
And ask her if I can borrow her phone to make a call.
Right on.
And I suppose that comment was directed at me?
What comment?
You know, the one about not talking unless we have to?
Well, it's true, isn't it? Listen, Jim, I know what you're trying to do, and I think it's commendable, but you have to push so hard.
I thought that's what families are supposed to do. You know, talk, have meaningful conversations.
But honey, that's when there's a need to communicate. We don't have to communicate just for the sake of stirring up controversy or try out things that are better left unsaid.
What's better left unsaid? Give me an example.
Jim,
No, what's better left unsaid? What shouldn't be shared?
if I thought it should have been said, then I wouldn't have said it was better left unsaid.
You're thinking of something specific, aren't you? Tell me.
Why? What would it accomplish?
It could do wonders for our marriage. Speak.
We need wonders done for our marriage?
No, that's not what I meant.
Are you unhappy with our marriage, Jim?
Now, hold on. I didn't say that.
What are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I want to know what you're thinking.
Why? Why are you so interested in doing that? I'm happy with things just the way they are. I don't want to poke and probe. I don't want him to change it.
Not even for the better?
What do you call for the better? This? Is this cabin your idea of being better? More of our hard-earned money wasted on another one of your schemes?
Money, we're back to that again?
Yeah, you better believe it. Why didn't you discuss buying this cabin with me before you did it?
Because you would have given me 100 practical reasons why not to buy it.
What's wrong with that? Heaven knows one of us has to be practical.
Because you and I disagree on what is practical. Buying a cabin in the woods is not practical to you, but it is practical to me. Very practical. I thought we could have a place of escape. Come out here 2 or 3 weekends out of the year and enjoy our time away. But no, you couldn't do that. Hasn't even been a day yet, and you have to call Edna about the stupid ladies auxiliary group.
There were a couple of things I forgot to tell her.
There always are. Always.
So I'm busy. I like being busy. I enjoy my schedule. What's it hurting? The kids are older. They don't need me at home like they used to.
You forgot somebody.
Who?
You're right. Maybe we shouldn't be having this conversation.
Oh, I didn't mean that. But it's still no excuse.
You're right, it's not. But you would have said it. In fact, you did say it 20 years ago when you locked us in the house. Do you remember? You locked all the doors and took all the phones off the hook. I was mad. That was one of the most important weekends of our marriage. Those were back in the days when you were an impractical, impetuous, impulsive girl.
And you a very serious, sensible young man who sweated over every penny we spent. We've changed a lot since those first I-dos.
Yes, but were the changes good?
I think I'll take a walk down to Aunt Mattie's. If we're keeping this cabin, I may as well get to know her better.
Tell the ladies auxiliary I said hello.
Well, I enjoyed the walk, but I've never seen squirrels wrestle like that before.
I know, I just couldn't understand it.
Well, good night.
Wait, don't go yet. I won't let you go.
Why not? We gotta get up for church in the morning.
No, just hold me close.
If I hold you any closer, I'll be on the other side of you.
You better. Do you think it's all right that I came up here with your family? I feel like I'm intruding.
Don't be paranoid.
But your mom keeps looking at me funny, like she's judging me or something.
Mom has done that with every girl I've ever dated. You should have seen the look she gave the girl I kissed in kindergarten.
Really? Why would that upset her?
It was the teacher.
David, I'm being serious.
Don't be. Forget about it.
I can't.
See this little diamond? That's your invitation to be part of our family. And when we get married, you're stuck with us. Vacations and all. Mom really likes you. Really.
This is, such a nice little town, don't you think, David?
Yes, it is.
Just the kind of town for some young couple in love to do something impulsive and unpredictable.
Some young couple.
A hypothetical couple, of course.
And what do you imagine this hypothetical couple doing?
Oh, I imagine if they stumbled across the justice of the peace.
Funny, I thought I saw one as we drove in.
I bet he's not very expensive to a small, quick ceremony.
Cheaper than a big ceremony.
Just think, this hypothetical couple could get married, let's say tonight, for instance, and there'd be no more planning.
No more cold showers.
No more fighting over dress colors or tuxedo styles.
No more kissing goodnight on the front porch.
No more decisions about wedding invitations.
No more bribing a certain younger brother to leave the house.
We could really do it, David.
Wouldn't it surprise my parents if they found a note saying we've eloped?
We could do it.
Well, let's go find Justice of the Peace.
Oh, what are we waiting for?
Nothing. Let's go.
What do you mean you don't have the car keys? I thought you made copies.
I did, but I gave them to Dad.
Well, it was nice thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh well. It's only a few more months. Good night.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Good night.
Good night. I love you.
Don't let the bed bug bite.
Yeah, all right. Well, good night.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you too.
I better get to bed now.
All right, well, good night.
I love you.
I love you too. Good night already!
Well, Ferguson, I thought we were going to do it. Imagine that, sneaking hooking up and getting married after all this waiting. You know, this engagement seems like it's lasted an eternity. From the very first moment I met David, I knew he was the one. He was so kind and compassionate. Everything I've ever dreamed of. And when we get married, it'll be just perfect. I know it. It's a good thing that David and Beth didn't decide to elope. You see, true romance and impulsive decisions may make for good reading, but they don't mean anything to Desmond Wickers. He's our justice of the peace. And anybody who knows Bedford Creek knows that Desmond Wickers drinks his warm glass of milk and goes to bed promptly at 9 o'clock at night and is not to be disturbed until 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, unless he goes to sleep on his good ear, then he may not wake up until 8. But David and Beth would not have known that, of course. So they would have rang Desmond's bell for an eternity. They got married in the fall, just like it was planned. I know because they were kind enough to invite me. All of which brings me to Christmas Eve. The whole family decided to gather back at the cabin, and they asked Samson and I to join them. It was such a kind gesture, I thought. I sure wish old Willard could see this place. He was always such a sore sort, and this cabin just sagged on the weight of his bad disposition. But with you folks, it's sort of like it's starting to stand up straight again. Except for this tree.
A whole mountain of pine trees, and he brings an artificial one.
Well, it saves getting pine needles everywhere, I suppose.
Jim's heart isn't in Christmas this year. I'm surprised any of us are putting in any effort.
Been a little busy, huh?
The usual. Mark's been real active at church. David has his job, college, and Beth. He barely has time to sleep. Beth dropped out of school to get a job but hasn't found anything.
Well, how do they like being married? Is it going all right?
For us or for them?
Are they still living with you?
Yes.
Well, I suppose I know the answer to that question. It's tough for newlyweds to live with their parents.
You're telling me. But where else would they live? Her parents wouldn't have them. And we're happy to have them, of course, but I could strangle them both for getting married before finishing school. Especially her. She was hot to get married from the first minute they met.
You might want to keep her voice down. She's in the next room.
Resting. That's all she's done the past couple of days. I don't know what's wrong with her. Do you think I can get her to help around the house? No, she's always gone. She's always too busy. She thinks she's any busier than I am? Let her tell me about busy.
She just needs a little time to mature.
So does David. It was stupid of him to get married so young.
Oh, it's cold. I wish those boys would have started a fire. It's unusually cold even for here. Why they make fishing is beyond me. I'm sure the lake is frozen solid.
Jim has been promising for weeks to come up and get this place ready for winter. Obviously, promises don't mean that much anymore.
Charlie, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
If that tree were human, it could sue for malpractice. like a hornet in a sleeping bag.
If I start to talk about it, I'll cry. I don't want to cry. I'll short-circuit the lights.
Oh, out with it. You can't stay like this all day.
Why not? This has been going on for weeks.
For weeks? Then you better get it out. Oh.
Something is happening between Jim and me. There's a distance between us that I've never felt before.
Well, have you been fighting?
No, if we fought, I might not be so afraid. It's as if he's become complacent. He doesn't care about us anymore. He lets me do what I do, and he just goes on with his life. It's like he doesn't care. It's like he doesn't love me anymore.
Now, Charlie, I don't believe that.
You would if you knew that he was seeing another woman, Maddie.
Charlie, what makes you think that?
I told you I didn't want to cry.
Oh, it's all right.
There's this woman that he works with. Gwen is her name, and I've been told by a mutual friend that they've been seeing a lot of each other. They go to lunch together.
Oh, now, Charlie, that doesn't mean that anything's going on between them.
But a woman at the policies committee told me the other night that she saw them together at the library.
Well, maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe they're both studious.
The library was closed.
So they didn't know the hours.
They were in her Volkswagen.
He mistaken it for the night deposit box.
You're not helping me any.
I'm not, am I? Charlie, I just don't want you seeing things not really there. Have you talked to Jim about this?
No, I don't know how to bring it up. Last summer,
Charlie, he's your husband. This isn't the way the Lord intended a marriage to be. You've taken vows. You've had children. You spent over 2 decades together. Gracious, talk to him.
what if he says it's true?
Then you'll have facts instead of gossip and speculation.
I don't know if those are facts that I can deal with.
Are you sure this is the best part of the lake?
I think so, but it's so hard to tell with the snow covering everything.
No, Dad, I'm glad you found this cabin.
Are you? Well, I'm glad you're glad.
It's good to get out and do some fishing with the guys. We can never do this sort of thing at home.
If you're right, we'd never fit around our aquarium.
You know, Reed, don't you, Dad? Doing this sort of thing satisfies a very basic masculine need. Then you get your hands dirty, you roll up your sleeves, and meet nature face to face.
Oh, brother.
It makes me feel like a man.
You need all the help you can get.
Why don't you go help Samson find some bait?
I would if I knew where he went to move my feeling back in my legs.
I know what you mean, David. We haven't got a chance to talk, much to talk man to man, that is.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can't talk about with your wife.
You can't? Why not?
That's one of the fundamental differences between men and women. They don't understand what we do. I mean, take fishing, for instance. Good grief, could you see your mother out here putting worms on a hook?
I bet taking the scales off the fish.
Or cutting their heads off. It's a certain rawness to manly activity that women just can't tolerate. They don't have the stomachs for the sweat of the brow, the work of the hands.
Changing of diapers, the cleaning of bathrooms. You're right, they couldn't possibly understand. Never mind.
Mark, as you grow up, you'll learn that there's differences between men and women.
Really?
Women need us. They
Well-
depend on us.
Well, what do you know?
Why don't you go and find Samson and help him carry back some bait?
You think he'll need help carrying a bunch of worms?
Maybe he got some big ones.
Oh, I get it. You want to talk to Dad about something you don't want me to hear.
You know, Mark, sometimes I think you're a special kind of stupid.
Never let it be said that I couldn't kick a hand.
Take a hike, Mark.
I'm history, but if you catch anything with this pole, I get the credit.
Dad, are you and Mom happy together?
What makes you ask a question like that?
Well, you two seem so perfectly matched. It seems like you always know how to get things resolved, even when you fight.
Practice makes perfect.
Me and Beth have been fighting a lot lately. None of it gets resolved.
Well, you're both under a lot of pressure right now.
I know. It's ironic. I thought getting married would relieve some of this pressure. It just seems to make it greater.
Waiting a little longer could have helped.
Yeah. The fact is, I don't think I would have married Beth at all. She's not the girl I dated, Dad. She's changed. It's not what I expected.
What did you expect?
I don't know. Certainly not this. I love you, Mom, but living with you two is a pain.
Thank you.
You know how it is between Mom and Dad.
Your mother's never had to deal with another woman in the house before. It takes time.
How much time? I'm so tired of playing mediator between them two. Sometimes I just like to buy a pair of boxing gloves and have a fight to the finish.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
It's crazy. She's been nagging. Oh boy, has she been nagging. She expects me to be some kind of spiritual giant. And she keeps harping on me about how I'm supposed to do devotions and how I should be more of a spiritual leader. I try that, I really do, but between work and school and church, I mean, there's just not enough time. I'm not Billy Graham for crying out loud.
This all sounds very familiar.
It's getting really tough. We can't even hold a conversation without arguing anymore. I just keep thinking that I've made a terrible mistake.
Do you really believe that?
Right now, yes. Ask me tomorrow, and I may not be so sure. When did it stop? When did it end? How'd you get through it, Dad?
Don't be so sure it ends, David.
I hope you're done because we're back. Samson couldn't find any bait. And he wants to know why we're fishing in this little puddle. He says the lake starts 10 yards over there.
I used to hear about situations like this and wondered how it could happen. How is it possible that even Christian marriages are falling apart? I used to judge, I used to give advice, but now it's happening to me and I feel helpless. I've read the books, watched the videos and films, sat in on the lectures, but I think I've done it all too late.
That's funny. We never had those things. Well, the books and films about being married, that is. We just were, and we had to work hard to stay that way. We didn't have to think about it as much as folks have to now.
You and your husband never had problems?
Problems? You want a list? We had tons of them. We spent half our lives working through them.
That's a long time.
Doesn't seem like it now. Now it seems like the blink of an eye. But boy, did we have to work.
Jim doesn't care enough to work at it anymore. Last summer when he bought this cabin, he said he was doing it to keep our family together. It made me furious. I didn't think there was anything wrong with us. Now I realize that he wasn't doing it so we could hold on to each other. It was his way of trying to hold on to us.
Did you catch anything?
Pneumonia.
I warned you.
Might have caught a few fish if we would have tried the lake.
Of course.
I don't know what's wrong with her.
The tree looks very decorated.
We did the best we could with what we had.
Well, if you will excuse me, I've got to go put the finishing touches on my angel costume for church tonight.
You're playing an angel?
It was typecasted. Huh? Come on, Mark, let's go. Come on, Samson. Mark, would you like to join us?
No.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
How about you? Do it anyway.
I'd be glad to.
We'll be back in time for church.
Let's roll, Kato.
Thanks, Maddie.
We're going to church tonight?
Christmas Christmas Eve service, remember?
No, but that's okay. The place looks great, Charlie. Having Christmas here was a good idea.
I'm glad you think so, since it was your idea.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Jim, you know I'm not the type of person to beat around the bush.
Well, you might bludgeon the bush to death, but you're not one to beat around it. It's one of the things I've always loved about you, Charlie. You get straight to the point.
Are you involved with another woman?
Maybe you should try beating around the bush sometime. How could you ask me a question like that?
Things have changed between us, and I've heard rumors about you and Gwen, what's her name. I put two and two together and came up with that question.
What kind of rumors?
How many kinds are there? I want a direct answer.
Are you sure you want to talk about this now on Christmas Eve?
Yes. No. I'm afraid.
Afraid?
I've spent weeks playing this scene out in my mind, and now that I'm here, I don't know if it's going to end the way that I want it to.
How do you want it to end, Charlie?
I want you to take me in your arms and tell me everything will be okay, and we'll go on living as we have for over 20 years. But that's not how it's going to end, is it?
Not this time, Charlie.
Then you better answer the question.
It doesn't have a simple answer.
That means yes.
Gwen and I have become good friends. We enjoy mutual interest. We enjoy each other's company. It's like you and your ladies' auxiliary group.
Oh, you're a couple of pals, right? That's what I'm supposed to believe? You're a couple of buddies who hang out together?
Basically, that's it.
Don't insult my intelligence.
I'm not. It's the truth.
Do you love her?
I care for her.
Do you love her, Jim?
Not like the way you're thinking of it.
Could you love her?
That's not a fair question.
Don't expect me to be fair, Jim, not now. Are you attracted to her?
Good grief, Charlie. What do you want to know? Isn't enough that I told you what I have? Why do women always do that? You dig for the guilt no matter how you can find it. If you can't catch the man in the action, you nail him for the attitude. Nothing has happened between me and Gwen. Not even a hug.
I believe you. Now answer the question, are you attracted to her?
Of course I'm attracted to her, Charlie. I wouldn't be human if I wasn't attracted to her.
Well, then,
Are you satisfied? Having admitted is the same as done it, right?
the Bible hints at that.
Oh no, if you're going to use the Bible as a weapon, I'm out of here.
I'm just trying to understand. How is this happening to us? Why are you interested in her?
Because she needs someone right now. She's going through a hard time.
What about me? I need you.
You don't need me. You haven't needed me for ages. You're a fortress. I used to love the security about that, but now it feels like a prison. I feel locked in.
Why haven't you told me all this before?
I have. You weren't listening.
Then what's the answer? Do you want me to change? Tell me how you want me to change.
I don't know if I can answer that right now.
Then what are we supposed to do?
I don't know, Charlie. If I could end the scene the way you wanted to and hold you in my arms and tell you everything will be okay, I would, but I can't.
Then what do you want?
I want to go in and get ready for church and make the most of this holiday with my family and pray the answers will be in my Christmas stocking tomorrow morning.
Jim, do you love me?
You should know the answer to that.
I should, but I don't.
I think that Daddy got carried away. She and Santa will be up more than me. You see her angel costume? It's a riot. You know, she says that this is the best Christmas she's had in years. Why do I get the feeling that she's the only one that feels that way? Yeah, that's what I think too.
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
I hope so.
Why did you dye your hair purple?
Because I ran out of blue.
I think I liked your Rancho outfit better.
Rambo, and it was boring.
You look like somebody's nightmare.
Thank you. Mom?
Where did all those presents come from?
Mom, are you okay?
I'm fine. Where did the presents come from?
I brought them in. Didn't you see me?
Yeah, of course I did.
Mom, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
Something's wrong. The last time you acted like this was when Grandpa was found bowling in his underwear.
No, he's still at the convalescent center. Why, have you heard something about him?
Mom, check your circuits. You're not running full capacity with me.
What does that mean?
What's troubling you, my child? Tell Uncle Mark all about it.
It's not something I can talk about.
Well, is there something I can do?
Pray. Pray real hard.
I can do that. Is there anything else?
Would you give me a hug?
I can do that too.
It'll be all right, Mom. We'll make it later.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to Bedford Creek Fellowship Community Baptist Church.
Oh, yes.
How's it going in there, folks? You guys having a nice time tonight? Okay, well.
Aren't we a nice
Merry
little
Christmas.
crowd?
Wow. You shine the top of your head there, sir. So greasy. Well, hello. I'm Mick Wood.
And I'm Louis, and we're broadcasting live from our own Fellowship Community Church, right in the heart of Bedford Creek.
We sure are.
No tapes, no gimmicks, as I'm sure you can hear the fine organ playing by our own Eustace McKenzie. Say hello, Eustace.
You play it, Eustace.
She's a Liberace church organist.
She sure is.
She most definitely is, and we are looking forward to a fine little nativity pageant from our own Fellowship Community Church, and it will be live. And I'm sure there was a real calendar versus Disney.
You know what? I sure there was too. And this show is featuring the multi-talented Henry Bickwood as a sheep on the far left. Yes, and as we see Pastor Cropfitz moving towards the podium, we ought to shut up.
We will.
Well, of course we will. You know he hates competition.
Wait, do you suppose that's a cow coming through the door?
Louis, that's Mrs. Williams.
No, behind that one.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. And I think there's some hay out in front, too. Let's go feed it. Amen.
Have you seen a Yankee before?
You look more like a tooth fairy.
Mind your manners, smart kid. I got friends in high places.
The tree looks better with all the presents underneath it.
What do you think's holding this thing up?
Presents! Let's open some presents!
No, you have to wait until tomorrow morning.
Why?
Because it's tradition. We don't open presents till Christmas morning. You know that.
So maybe it's time to change the tradition.
Please, I've had enough changes for one Christmas.
Well, how about some eggnog? That's a good family tradition.
Let me help you, Maggie.
How many glasses will be for you?
None for me. I don't feel very well.
Still bad? You're going to a doctor as soon as we get home.
I'll be okay. It comes and goes.
All right, well, everybody but Beth. Eggnog comes right up.
That was a good service, Maddie. You have a nice church.
Interesting talk. Christmas and the need for family unity.
Very timely, I thought.
I enjoyed the reenactment of the nativity scene. I've never seen a church use a real cow in their sanctuary before.
Yes, but they shouldn't have fed her before the service, though.
Homemade eggnog. Maddie made it herself.
Oh, I couldn't imagine Christmas Eve without it. It's been a tradition in my family since the beginning of time. I bet even Adam and Eve had eggnog on Christmas Eve.
Apple cider.
You know what? I want to make a toast.
So do I.
Well, please, ladies first.
I want to make a toast to this family because I think you're wonderful. I know the past months have been difficult for all of us, but I love you all very much. I'm very proud to have my baby grow up in such a family.
Well, that's sweet.
And now for my toast.
But how? Now that is a special kind of stupid.
Yes, David. I'm pregnant.
Tell me you're joking.
I thought you would be happy.
Happy? Happy? I am happy, but pregnant, I mean, we can't, I need to go lay down.
David!
The plot begins to thicken.
You were saying?
Yes, I think this whole holiday can be the start of something new and life-changing. And with this new bit of news that I'm going to be a grandfather, it couldn't be more complete. So I guess I thought I wanted to toast one thing that's brought us all together. To this cabin. Already it's becoming a family tradition.
You're toasting this cabin?
Yes, you don't want to toast the cabin?
Yeah. I'd like to toast the cabin with a flamethrower.
What's that?
I think you better work on your timing, Tim.